So this is a wee video about how to choose an amazing photographer that could tell the story of your brand authentically and brilliantly. It's aimed at small to medium-sized owners and artists who feel confused about who to choose and what to look for in a photographer. Hello, I'm Mandi-Lynn, Master Photographer with the New Zealand Institute of Professional Photographers. But my superpower is helping artists, entrepreneurs, and business people tell the story of the passionate love affair that they have with their calling. Now, I know that people are starting their business often hit a wall when it comes to picking a photographer. And as much as I'd like to photograph every single passionate artist in the world, alas, it's not to be. So I thought that I would create this little video for you that might help you find someone who can do an amazing job for you.
Hi.
Hi.
So, Mandi-Lynn here, and I have Stella. And Stella has a background where she's a burlesque teacher, and she teaches. Your stage name is Salacious Sugar. Yes, she's gorgeous, and I love everything about Stella. But one of the things that I love most about her is she champions girls of volume. I guess that's the best way to put it. Yeah. But one of the things I wanted Stella to talk to you about is what to look for in a photographer, because you've had a lot of experience working with a lot of different photographers.
Yeah. I think the main thing is just your interaction with them via email, via Facebook, via text, however you communicate with them. If they don't seem to understand what you're trying to say via social media or emails or text, just plain text, then you may not be able to create that relationship behind and in front of the camera as well, because most of the time the words that you use on paper are the same that you say. So if they're not picking up what you want, or if you're not understanding them so clearly, then maybe that's the first sign, I think. But it may be different when you get into them. It's a good idea to meet them first, I think, before you make any investment of your time and of your money. And if you don't gel with them, then maybe search for somebody else, definitely. I've met a lot of people through my burlesque, and I was able to meet everyone face to face personally before and create relationships before I met them. So that certainly helped. But there's certain photographers that I gel with better, and I feel that I look better in their pictures. And as you were saying before, micro expressions. You can see it in my jaw and sometimes in my forehead when I'm not as relaxed or as directed as I am with some other people, some other photographers. Yeah.
And do you find it helpful to be directed?
Definitely. I mean, I naturally stand in certain poses, but I still can't see what the photographer sees, and it's your job to kind of fine-tune that a little bit. On stage, I'm moving a lot, so it doesn't matter so much, but in posing, it's certainly, everybody needs a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of direction, and I don't think you should take it personally.
Yeah.
It's just where the photographer's trying to make you look amazing.
I know.
The most perfect you can.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know, for me even, I mean, I teach women every single day how to pose, and it's it's a whole nother thing when I'm in front of the camera. I need somebody behind the camera that actually knows what to look for, that can show me, oh, move just a little bit here, drop that shoulder back, lift your chin just a little bit further forward. I mean, I know what I'm looking for in my clients, and I know how to pull it out, but it's quite another thing. But I'm very, I don't know, do you find me quite directive when I'm...
Yeah, but you're quite gentle in your direction, which is comfortable for me, and for boudoir shoots. Yeah. Definitely. You know, people are a little bit more uncomfortable, but there's a lot of people in front of the camera who are uncomfortable in front of the camera, so taking a gentle approach. But I need a lot of direction. I feel like I'm in the right position and feel comfortable, but sometimes I need to be pushed that little bit more to get that perfect shot. Yeah. And I think everybody, even models, don't just turn up and just have the photographer say nothing. There's always a little bit of tweaking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess my advice to those who are out there in terms of looking for a photographer is look for somebody who's really comfortable posing people.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
That they're going to be able to relax you and get the style of shoot that you want. Look at their portfolio and see if they've got a collection of images that are similar to what you would pick for your shoot on, say, Pinterest. Before I have people come to my shoots, I have them make a whole mood board on Pinterest so that I get a really good idea of what sort of style they're looking for, and I can make sure that I adapt the shoot to match that. Like some want racier, some want very corporate, some want editorial, lifestyle style shots, and we just make sure that whoever you pick is flexible enough to be able to shoot those different styles.
Definitely.
Yeah. There, in each country, there will be bodies of professional photographers, and I think it's very important to go to a professional photographer, one who's trained, one that has been vetted by their society, and isn't going to be dodgy. Very important. There are a whole lot of cowboys out there. Everybody who picks up a camera thinks that they're a photographer now and will label themselves as such. They can whack a website together and suddenly they're a professional photographer. I know I did that in the beginning. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So it's not to say they're not going to become awesome. It's just until they reach a certain level, you typically don't want... if it's your business, I'd say if it's personal stuff, that's up to you whether you want to play with it. But if it's for your business, make sure, please, that you go with somebody who's actually a professional and has amazing imagery. Ideally, somebody who's won awards for their work, because that means that they're always pushing and striving to do better. And I mean multiple awards, not just they won a Kodak Gold Award or something like that, but they're out there really fighting and improving their craft consistently year by year. I don't know, what other tips would you say in looking for a photographer?
Ask around, I think, is a big thing. Word of mouth is really big. If someone found that they're uncomfortable, they had a bad experience, you may not have the same, but if you trust that person's opinion, then definitely. And like you said, there's a lot of people who pick up a camera. There's a lot of people who give it a go. But it's an investment in money, in time, in outfits, costumes, all that sort of thing. It's an investment in your self-confidence, I think. And it's worth taking the time to research it.
Definitely. I think there can be nothing more detrimental than going to somebody who makes you feel ugly or unco.
Or you're not happy with the end result because you weren't open enough with what you wanted.
Yeah, or guided.
Both. And you'll never use them again. And you may never go to another photographer because you may feel
that it's you.
It's you, which it's not. No. I've been to enough photographers now, I think, to know who I work well with, and that it's not always me, it's sometimes the direction. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's I say that there's absolutely no unphotogenic people that walk through our studio doors. It isn't. It's just simply a matter of how well you can relax somebody as a photographer, and how well you have mastered your craft, how well you know how to move somebody, shape them for their unique shape to bring out the absolute best. And then once you've got them looking amazing, then you've got to relax their face so that it doesn't look like a stiff pose. You know, it's got to look real authentic. It's got to look however you're aiming for that shoot. Do you want it playful? Do you want it serious? Do you want it sexy? Do you want it, I don't know, however you want it, Happy, sad. Yeah, exactly. It's being able to pull authentic facials. Yeah, not look like you're posing. Yeah, to be posed, but not to be posed. Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope this helped you. If you'd like to see about having a shoot with little old me, please have a look at Mandi-Lynn.com and see if I'm coming to your area. If for any reason you can't use me, and you should, really, you should wait and be like, no one in the world will do but Mandi. But say, for example, you live in East Bumblefart, Nebraska, have no car or snowmobile, or sled dogs for that matter, to get you to one of my shoots. And you really need a photographer to get your business off the ground. Hopefully some of these tips will help sort you right out. Now, if you go to the page that's listed here, and sign up to my free membership site, I'll make sure that you get a PDF with a checklist of what to look for in a photographer. And on that list, there's going to be a lot of the stuff that Stella and I talked about, plus a bit more to boot. So anyway, take care, and I'll hope to be talking to you real soon. Cheers. Bye.